Yo YouTube, what's popping? You know it's your boy Sadiq and we back again for another. We back again for another video, man. Yo, shout out to the Cool Gang for being in here, for being consistent, for being disciplined with you. This channel is all about you, it's all about your development as well as mine. We grow together, we grow off each other. That's why we started this community, to help motivate each other while we find out what we are capable of doing in this world. So with that said, let's get into the video. Anybody with common sense can tell you that we human beings are very complex organisms. Complex in the fact that our brains are developed in such a way to not only adapt to our environments, but to make us thrive in those environments. So it's a no-brainer that in our mechanism, in our build-up, we are made in such a way to preserve ourselves so we can achieve what we ought to. In a purely biological context, what we ought to achieve is reproduction. So we have a mechanism in our brain that decides, okay, we need to protect this organism until he reproduces, and then that's it. You know, this mechanism is called fear. And this whole video is dedicated to how you can deal with fear. Fear was designed to tell you not to do something. To not go into that dark corner. To not go into that dragon's den. Fear was meant to keep you in check. But many times, in check is where we find our comfort zone. And we've commented on this many times before. In fact, it has become a cliche in this community or in the motivational circles. Oh, get out your comfort zone. That was my impression of one of those big motivational guys. But it was meant to keep you in your comfort zone. And as we've already asserted, nothing good can take place while you're in that comfort zone. Human beings are not only very complex organisms, we are also very conservative by nature. Conservative meaning that we don't embrace change very well. And it's then a logical conclusion to state that we fear when change picks up in the intensity with which we're living, when we're introduced to chaos, to hardship, to struggle. And one thing that fear does, fear lies to us. In that very moment, when we pick up in that struggle and the heat of the battle is on, we become afraid. And you know what happens? Fear is a liar. I'll show you this. When struggle comes, when hardship comes, it's like you're enshrouded with mist. You're enshrouded with mist, and what fear is saying, yes, give up. Fear is saying, this is hard, don't do it. This is hard, move away from it. Because that's how the brain is wired. Move towards what makes you feel good, move away from what makes you feel bad. Simple, it's a if-then sequence in our brain. Simple, logic. But what fear does, fear lies and says, "Ooh, stop, it's not worth it. Don't go any further. Don't go any further." And it makes you feel as if what you're going through in this moment, as if it will last forever. That's what fear makes us feel. That our struggles will last forever. And that's a lie. You know, I did an experiment. I was listening to this guy. His name is David Goggins. The man is a real wild man. This guy is running like 100 miles, breaking his bones. Yo, the man wild, on a next level. He's a different kind of human being, to be honest. A next level. And I tried what he said. I went jogging. This was my first time jogging, but I chose a long route to jog. And of course, I wasn't as fit as I thought I was. But I completed the trek. Completed the trek. I started jogging and I was like, yeah, this is a breeze, let's go. A couple 100 meters down the line, I was like wheezing. But I kept going. And the same voice came in my head, the quitting mind came in my head. Give up. Why are you doing this? Why are you here? And that was where I had to make the decision to say, let's move through this. Because it doesn't last forever. In my mind, I was suffering. In my mind, I was dying. It felt like I was there for 5 days. And when I looked at the time after I completed the trek, it was merely 40 minutes. Fear will make you believe that what you're going through now, that it will last forever. I said this already. But if you stand up with what we call courage, the willingness to act despite fear, the willingness to deny the voices in the mist and to move through it whilst on your journey, you will realize 2 things. 1, you are more capable than you estimated in the first place. And 2, you will realize the true nature of fear, a deceiver. Let's look on the other side of the spectrum. If you decide to heed to the voice of fear, if you decide to quit, in the moment quitting seems like the easy thing to do. But I'll change your perspective right now. Quitting is harder than going through with it. I'll repeat that. Quitting is harder than going through it. Why? Why, Sadiqi? Why is quitting harder? You have to live every other day of your life knowing that you quit. You have to live every other day of your life knowing that you gave up. And that will always haunt you. That will always come back and remind you of your incompetence. And that will always serve as evidence of why you don't deserve what you set out to achieve. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying right now. To live with that burden every single day, that's the result of the quitting mind. And this is why I can't understand why people choose to say certain things like, I mean, you know, why not have an easy life? You want life to be easy, why not? I don't understand why people want to live easy lives. It's like when you're playing a video game. Life is that video game where there's no beginner, there's no amateur, there's simply world class and legendary. You have to get going from the get-go. You have to act despite fear. You have to choose not to quit. Because below you is the flames of fear. And if you quit, you descend into those flames. You descend into hell. And you are consumed by your demons. Or the devil, whatever you want to call it. You see people walking around on the road, crazy, losing their minds. It's simply because they gave in, they quit. They quit. The knowledge that you gave up can drive you completely up the wall and off that precipice. And we'll never see what you could have brought to the table. We'll never know who you could have been. The world would not have tasted the fruits of your labor. Don't go up. Above you, above those flames is a bright sky. It's the bright sky of your journey, of what is promised to you if you continue to persevere beyond those flames, beyond the mist, the deception. Don't go down. Go up. Cool gang, I'd go against myself if I didn't quote this great writer. Mark Twain, a classical writer, he once said, "Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. I'll repeat that. Do the thing you fear, and the death of fear is certain. So what I'm saying, when you go forward, don't go forward as if you will never be afraid. I'm afraid all the time. You will be afraid. But true courage is not being fearless, but it's acting despite fear. It's not listening to those voices in the mist. True courage is to choose not to quit. Don't give up. Never give up. Because you'll have to live with that for your entire life. Yo, so this is Sadiq saying, bless up, one love, cool world nation. Hey, giving you inspiration. Hey, I'm off my game, but you know when I lame. Peace, beast.